Welcome back to the Happy Time Podcast. I am Chris Cass,
I'm Lena.
And I am Flames Kid.
and as you can tell, it's my pick this week. And I guess we're gonna follow the same rules as last week.
Yeah, the same format as last week. So the last episode, basically.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, we are basically now picking one brewing company, and each of us are picking one beer to try.
Yeah, that way we get more more familiar with what they can offer.
Yeah, not just that, and like we like we previously mentioned, we wanted to make sure that when we picked the brewing company, we weren't just talking about it for like 10 minutes and then forgetting about them.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to make sure that we picked obviously 3 different beers, one for each of us, and then kind of like just talked about each beer, each of us try it. So yeah, essentially we are drinking a little bit more, but it should be good. We hope that this format is a little bit more enticing when it comes to the actual brewing company, and we don't just bore you to death with our personal lives and stuff.
Because our personal lives have been boring as of recent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this week we have a Smog City Brewing Company.
Whoa.
Yeah, and 2 out of the 3 beers that we picked are in collaboration with Three Weavers
Yes, sir.
Brewing
Yes, sir.
Company.
They're not just a collaboration. Those 2 beers are kind of like counterparts, I guess you can say.
Okay.
So, yeah. You guys want to get into crackening number 1, I guess?
Yeah, let's do Crackening the One.
Let's go, because I'm dying. Mine already smells kind of hazy. I haven't tasted it.
Yeah, mine smells hazy too.
Mine smells really hazy.
Well,
Interesting.
so for the listeners, what are we all drinking?
Well, I am drinking Three Weavers Brewing Company and Smog City's collab. More wizard than human. Sorry, the W was kind of like throwing me off. So it's more wizard than human. It is a hazy IPA.
Mm-hmm.
And who's next?
I have the other version of it. So I have the Smog City and the Three Weavers Brewing Company's collaboration. Mine's is more human than wizard, and mine's is a West Coast IPA. As far as how strong it is, I'm looking at the can. The can is awesome though, because it has a
Nice artwork that.
I'm trying to describe it. I don't know if it's trying to be like what's the name of the guy from Atlantis? I mean, not obviously
You mean
not.
King Triton
There you go, that guy, but with the H instead of like a fork,
instead of a Triton.
Is a trident a thing?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
Triton.
it's the.
Oh, I thought it was just like a Little Mermaid shit.
It's Poseidon's weapon of choice, dude.
Why are you laughing?
No. It's strictly from the Little Mermaid.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's King Triton supposed to be portrayed after Poseidon, I'm assuming.
I found it. It's a 6.3 alcohol by volume.
No,
Nice.
Triton only has 3 points.
Oh my god.
And Lena here is having Smog City's Stormmaker. And this is a hazy IPA that's from a series called Smog Days IPA. This one has Simcoe and Eldorado hops. And the IBU rating, the alcohol by volume rating is a 6.1. So it's a little bit on the higher side.
Yeah, mine is a 6.3. I hadn't mentioned that before, but just.
Oh
thought
my
I'd
god,
throw it
this
out
is.
there.
I
Good?
mean,
Not bad.
it has a really good ease flavor, like when you start drinking it, but then it hits you with that bitterness.
Aftertaste.
The aftertaste.
Yeah. Well, Smog City's kind of known for that. A lot of their beers kind of have that bitter aftertaste.
This one's kind of just smooth all around, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's not that bad, actually.
Mine doesn't have a bitter taste. It's more just hazy. And it's not really a strong flavor. Like, I wouldn't think this is a 6.1.
No, mine's definitely tastes like a 6.3.
Yeah, this one's it's good, but it's also very bitter. You know, it's
Interesting.
it's very strong. So like as soon as you taste it, yes, it tastes very good, but then it slaps you in the face with bitterness.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. I kind of think mine's so like my can is kind of purple
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a soft purple. I think that's what the beer kind of tastes like. It's like really really like subtle, but you like it's there, you know, because obviously purple stands out.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
my can is purple and it has the Smog City logo, and it has man, what would you say? Kind of like a blimp type of with a boat under it, and it says Smog Days IPA, and I thought of like Florence and the Machine, Dog Days.
You
Oh,
know-
I heard of I that reminds me of the Killers Hazy Days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
I thought it was Lazy Days.
Is it lazy?
I don't know if it's Hazy Days.
Yeah, I thought it was-
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. For me, it's like in my head, I play it as like hazy. You know, there you have hazy days sometimes. Okay,
that artwork on Lena's can reminds me of BioShock though.
a little bit. It's very steampunky ish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's steampunky. And then there was two. So it's Smog Days IPA series. There was another one that they had. It was yellow can. This one is purple, and that one was Citra hops and Idaho 7 hops.
Mm.
So I picked this one because, well, I like purple. 1, 2, it is the majority of my Digimon deck color. So that's
Somebody's
why.
really gotten into Digimon.
Yeah, I really got it. I mean, when I mean really got into it, put it like this: I'm the one buying the cards. She's the one playing with them.
Whoa. Let's set the record straight. I'm not exactly playing with them. I am organizing them because they've been sitting in all of these boxes that he bought them in for like months or for 2 years, and it just keeps getting
2
messier.
years.
When did you start buying Digimon?
Shit. When did it come out?
Not too. Damn, I think it was 2 years ago.
No way.
Okay, a
It
year.
might have been actually.
I remember getting the promo cards in 2020.
Yeah. 2020 is when the
Shit,
game
fuck,
came out.
it is 2 years ago.
Okay, well, I just cleared out 10 of these boxes. And I'm not talking about a little box here. No, it's like a whole deck.
Yeah, it's
So
insane.
10, and that's barely half of what you have. So I haven't been playing the game. I've been organizing them. Like, my OCD is kind of kicking in, or my organizational skills. And I've just been like color coding and putting all the cards that go together with the right deck and the right boxes, and yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I've been doing.
There's a whole Lena system going on here.
There is a
Yeah, she has-
whole Lena system.
She's like the library of Lena for Digimon right now.
Yep. and the sad thing is that she doesn't even know Digimon like that.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, it's funny.
That a shame.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Tragic.
you gotta give me props. I've been watching. Do you know the funny thing is I know I've told you guys before, but to tell the listeners, I have seen Digimon before. I have a cousin. I have a cousin and an uncle who used to watch it, and I grew up with them. But I guess I was just too young at the time. When did it come out?
1999?
Okay.
98 or 99?
No, 99. I believe it was like 3 years after Pokemon, and Pokemon was 96.
We're talking about Japanese though, not America.
Well,
I
I mean,
think
but
just
they
in
were
general.
not watching it in Japanese. So let's just say 2000s. I was born in 97.
I was born in 91.
No, you weren't.
91.
You were born in 92. Anyways, he's referring to a song, but
Yeah, it's a song
So,
by Larry June. I'm sorry, Lena. But yeah.
so imagine I was born in 97, and I just remember because they used to have like the bed sheets and like the whole set, and then they used to have, I don't think the cards, but more like toys and just stuff like that. So I remember that, and I also used to watch Pokemon, but as I grew up, I guess I just kind of got out of that because they moved away to Modesto for about 7 years, and in that time I like delved into Disney and like Nickelodeon.
Ew.
And yeah, and my brain was brainwashed by all of that drama stuff. But now I'm rewatching it with Flameskid. Slowly but surely, I will get to know them all.
You know what's funny? Like this morning I woke up and I don't know why. So the funny thing how Instagram works is that, you know, it's meant to like stick you with videos and just kind of like something kind of like TikTok, but just like stick you with videos and kind of just keep scrolling, right? And in the morning usually when I wake up, I'm so used to waking up at a certain time now. I always wake up at that time. So even on my
Same.
days off, I wake up.
Yeah, I'm the same
And
way.
Lena's, fast asleep or trying to get some rest. And I'm on my phone on Instagram, and I'm not trying to make too much noise. But this morning I saw a video, and it was a Mucha Lucha, and it was a theme song of Mucha Lucha, and I'm like, oh man, I remember that show. That show was amazing.
That show was pretty fun.
It was funny, funny with all the characters in it, and it's funny because a lot of things that they mention on there, it's like true to Mexican lucha, yeah. So it's fun, but the funnier thing is that the artist that composed the theme song for it is an actual artist.
Really?
Yeah. So it wasn't just like some
Yeah,
random
yeah.
composer just throwing it in. Like it was an actual artist who wrote that song. So it was just funny.
Are they still making music?
I think so. I think they just tour with their old stuff and
Oh, okay.
yeah, but yeah, I just thought that was funny in the morning. I was watching the videos and then I'm pretty sure Lena heard it. I was trying to watch like all the intros to their seasons because there's only 3 seasons of Mucha Lucha, and the last one I didn't remember. I couldn't remember anything about the last one. I remember the
Nah.
first 2, but the last one I don't remember anything about.
I think that's a season that we didn't watch because back then I think that's when seasons of cartoons took forever to come out.
Yeah.
They take like more than a year.
Yeah.
It took more than a year to come
Then
out.
that also reminded me of Shaolin Showdown.
I was actually trying to rewatch it for a while. I was like watching clips on YouTube, so like Raymundo's funniest moments, Kimiko's like funniest faces or whatever, or Omi failing on the puns.
Oh
Like
my
I was just
God.
watching like a bunch of those kinds of videos, or what's his name? Clay's sayings.
Oh.
Like, oh, dude, those things are funny, man.
Yeah, and then there's, for those that don't know, Shaolin Showdown. There's 2 versions of that show. So there's the Canadian version, and then you have the American version. I mean, both of them kind of stay on par with each other, but they're kind of different.
I didn't watch the Canadian one. I was watching more
Yeah, I
of
mean, the American one.
American one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, was it a reboot or was it a continuation?
You did watch it.
The Canadian one?
Yeah, so you watched it. You watched it after the fact, though. You watched it. We watched it as adults already.
When did we watch it? I don't remember watching it.
You were watching it. And I remember you were watching it. That's how I knew it. There was a different version of Shaolin Showdown.
I don't remember watching it, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but the point is that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. what was the saying when they
Shaolin Showdown.
Oh, that's the name of the show.
Gong Yi Tan Pai.
Yeah, that's what they would say.
It hasn't happened, man, but to this day, if one of us touches like the same item at the same time, I'm gonna be like Shaolin Showdown.
Yeah. Do you know what the show is?
No, I didn't watch it.
So
Or at least it doesn't sound familiar.
so basically they use like kind of like artifacts.
Oh, okay.
Use like the something of something or the something of something.
They're basically like artifacts of power.
Yeah. So basically the way you obtain it is to take it away from the other person.
Mhm.
But you can't just take it away. You have to win it.
Well,
So-
that's only if you guys touch it at the same time, which
Yeah.
is usually the premise of the show. Like everybody's looking for these artifacts or whatever, and the good guys and the bad guys kind of find it. Like they encounter themselves trying to get the item, and they always touch it at the same time. So they have
Yeah.
to do the Shaolin Showdown.
So
thing.
if like for example, let's say this was an artifact, right? And we found it and we both touch it at the same time. We were like Shaolin Showdown. And then they pick a game to play.
Yeah.
So it's like think of it like Mario
What-
Party.
whoever
That's what I was just about to
calls
say.
whoever calls Shaolin Showdown gets to pick the game.
Yeah, they pick the game. So
Oh.
basically, based on the game, they play it, and whoever is successful takes the artifact.
Well, it's like a simple idea of a game, but the thing with that show is that they take that idea and then they upscale it. They dramatize it. So kind of like the floor is lava type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So like the whole field will change where the floor is actually lava, and you literally have to jump from obstacle to obstacle without
Yeah.
touching the floor until you get to the item. Whoever touches the item first in the game basically wins the game and gets
Keeps
the
the
item.
item.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of the times, like for example, like if you're going for like someone else's artifact,
yeah.
then you bet an artifact. So if they win, they take it.
Yeah. So in
Oh,
order
wow.
for you to play the game, you have to have something to bet.
Yeah.
You can't just play the game if you have no artifact.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so-
mhm.
It's a fun concept, and it was fun. It's a fun show. What was the name of the dragon? Not Mushu. I know Mushu's Mulan, but
What is it with you and Disney today?
I don't know.
Damn it.
I couldn't remember.
Oh man, I saw so many clips, but I don't freaking remember.
Yeah, there's a green dragon. That he basically was the one that was transporting them everywhere.
Yeah. The thing that freaked me out was like he had that rash. So when like so that's how you can tell when there was a new Shengang Wu.
Oh
He
yeah.
would get like the rash, and then at some point in the show, like the rash would get like so nasty, like he'd have like scales bubbling up and shit. And I was like, oh man, like
Yeah.
why?
The Shengang Wu was what they would call the artifacts.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn, what was his fucking name? It's gonna kill me, man.
Yeah, and then the villain's name was Jack Spicer.
Jack Spicer and what was the dragon guy's name?
Ah, man, I don't remember. These are like things I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, Lena, did you have any childhood show like that?
I want to say Kim Possible.
Kim Possible, call me if you wanna reach me, if you wanna catch me, it's okay.
Like I
Whenever
said.
you need
Yeah,
me,
that sounds like
baby.
you know the show.
A little. I dabbled.
You dabbled. No, it sounds like more like I know it.
Yeah, there was a couple of shows, but it just depends on the time period. I guess when I was younger, it was like Maya and Miguel. I liked that one. Dragon Tales.
Did you ever watch? Oh, Dragon Tales is my
Dragon
shit,
Tales,
dude.
Dragon Tales.
Wasn't there a season where they had like some weird dragons on there?
Yeah, it's like the first 3 seasons were like the core kids and like the core dragons, and then
Yeah.
like season 4 they started implementing like
The yellow dragon. I know it was like a yellow dragon.
yeah. So it was a Latino, I guess. I don't want to say Mexican. It was like a Latino kid that
Yeah.
I think it was their cousin or something. Like he goes into the mix and then like, he gets his own freaking dragon. You know, they go on freaking dragon adventures and shit.
Wait, they each had a dragon?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean
they go to Dragonland and then they had like their specific group of friends.
oh, and then my boy Caillou too.
Oh yeah.
shout outs my boy Caillou.
R.I.P.
I was also a
Yeah, R.I.P. the show.
Yeah,
R.I.P. the show.
not the boy.
Damn.
Whoa.
That turned dark really quick.
I know. I looked at you and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, but what were we gonna say, Lena? Sorry.
Oh, I was also big on baby Looney Tunes, original Looney Tunes, and we're good. But like at a certain point, they released baby Looney Tunes, and that I became really obsessed with it because it was popular at that time.
It was good. I like watching it. We just didn't have a means of watching it.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like like a couple episodes that we could watch, like I would want to watch more.
Yeah, it was cool. I guess I wasn't like I don't want to say privileged to have satellite TV. It was more my grandmother is a housekeeper, and so when she used to take care of me, she would take me to work with her mostly throughout the summers or whenever I wasn't going to school, and I would not be able to help her. She obviously doesn't want me running around these people's houses, so
Yeah.
she'd sit me down and put me to watch TV, and that's when I would get to enjoy that stuff. Later on, then my dad got a hookup from one of his old buddies to get a deal for I don't know if it was direct TV or satellite TV, something like that, and then I was able to watch more of it. But that's kind of when I took the transition more into like Disney and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed that too.
We also grew up on a lot of OG Looney Tunes. So we grew up on a lot of OG Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry was the shit.
Love
Tom and Jerry is the shit to this day, man. There's nothing Tom and Jerry, like I can rewatch Tom and Jerry and I will laugh at everything.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's so insane what they were really trying to tell us about, like.
I mean, it's not that. It's just that censorship has gotten really bad to a point where, like, you know, they don't want to say certain things. Like, if you watch those shows, like, you know, OG Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, like, OG Looney Tunes has a lot of things in it. Like, has a lot of propaganda from wars.
Oh, yeah.
Has a lot of racial.
shit, what would you call it? Racial stereotypes.
There you go. Right.
Oh.
So, like, if you watch the show, there's like for example, like they'll paint an African American really black.
Well,
you
I
know,
mean, yeah.
You know, and they do that. It was intentional when it was released
or created. Well,
because I mean, think
but
about
they were
it.
being
It's a time that it was created. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't take anything away from that. That's just part of our history. You know, we have to accept that was a part of our history,
Right.
even though most people will tell you that it's not. But it was, and you know, while us as kids growing up watching these Looney Tunes, you don't catch on to these things really quick. it's not until you're older that you see it all over again, and you're like, oh shit, I
You
grew up
That's
watching
what that
that.
meant.
You come
Yeah.
to the realization that it's like, holy shit, like this is what we were watching when we
Yeah.
were kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons that we have censorship now, because now the people that have grown up from that, they're like, oh, well, I don't want my kid watching that.
Yeah.
And it kind of branches off to like, oh, we're gonna censor a lot of things. It's the same thing with Japanese anime coming to America. They censor the shit out of it because in Japan, the anime, they say curse words. They say things that are probably inappropriate for kids to watch here in America.
It's also slightly gory, like compared.
And not just that, it's also more sexual too.
Okay.
Like you've
yeah.
seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
But you know
is.
what's dumb is like now there's all these rules and regulations, but then like there's kids who have access to the internet. Like there are little kids who have phones better than mine.
It's funny that you say that because I've noticed this a lot with your family.
Hey,
Okay.
whatever it is, I'm already offended.
The reason I don't mean your family specifically, but I say it because
I'm kidding.
in mine and Chris' family, we don't have little kids like that.
Yeah.
So it's with
Not anymore, at least.
yeah, so we hang out with your family a lot, and there's a lot of little kids there, and
Yeah.
a lot of them are very TikTok versed,
Ugh.
where they're like they know so much. But the problem with that is that TikTok is meant for adults, but
Yeah.
kids are watching it because one, it's meant to attract kids.
Not just that.
No,
dude. That shit's
it's
like
just-
mind numbing.
It's really mind numbing, and it's very addicting because you really don't have to do anything besides scroll up. Like it's never ending. Is it ever ending? I don't have TikTok.
No, it doesn't stop. If
Okay,
you keep
and
scrolling,
it-
you
And
can
it has
keep
an
going.
algorithm. It's paying attention to what you're actually watching or what you're skipping or how much of what you're watching, and
Yeah.
that's how you get stuck in all these things. And I actually kind of hate it because my brother does watch. He has TikTok, and yeah, he's 14, whatever. He's old enough, I guess, but like I wouldn't want him to be on there because a lot of weird things are on
Yeah,
there, and
and-
like I don't know, just don't make me.
Yeah, and it's funny because I forgot who I was showing that to on TikTok. Like, if you go into TikTok, like if you just make a brand new account and you go into TikTok and you go to the live feed area,
Oh no.
you can, dude. There's so much weird shit just coming up on it. Like the first thing will be a dude just literally staring at the camera, looking at it for like nonstop while the whole live feed is going on. Another person is just screaming wild, crazy shit. Like it's fucking stupid, dude. And I mean, I get it. It's their freedom to say whatever the fuck they want, do whatever the fuck they want.
Where everybody's free to do whatever they want and say what they want, but I feel like I don't know. There should be.
I don't know. It's just weird, Maybe because we didn't grow up in this time area.
Yeah, it's definitely
time
weird.
era. It's a little bit weird for us to think of it that way because we grew up knowing something else.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, like, this is what our parents were saying when we were watching Looney Tunes. It was like, oh, what are these kids watching? Like, we didn't watch any of this shit.
Oh,
when
my
we were
parents watched
kids.
Looney Tunes, so
No, yeah. I understand, but, like, Looney Tunes is just an example. It's like,
Right.
for example, anime. Our parents
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
watch anime. We watch anime, so when they fucking see us watching it, they're just like, what are you watching?
Yeah.
Like, it's weird to them.
Puros cartoons.
No, not cartoons.
No, how do you say it?
Puras caricaturas.
Ah, there you go.
Caricaturas.
As you can
Yeah.
tell, I'm not. No sabo.
You're no sabo girl.
You're no sabo.
Hey.
Nah, but yeah, truth be told, I mean, it's just times are changing, and unfortunately, the kids of tomorrow will not
We're-
get to enjoy what the kids of yesterday got to enjoy.
We're getting to that age where we're
Oh my God, are we old?
and not you, just us.
Oh, thank God. What
ha
you were
ha
saying?
ha.
You were gonna say something.
No, I mean, like, we're just getting to that age where it's just like, as kids, adults were a certain kind of person, and we're just getting to that age, but in a different era. Kinda.
Yeah.
That's
but
a simple way to
technology
explain
is-
it without getting, super into it.
Technology is totally ruining these kids, though.
See, exactly. That's what our parents were saying about us when we were watching TV. It's like
Hey,
TV's
when
rotting
I
your
got
brain. Of like, oh, TikTok is rotting these kids' brains now.
Probably.
It's the same thing, dude.
Yeah,
It's literally the same
that
thing.
is true.
Like, as much as I hate to admit it, like, I have the same thoughts as you guys, but when I really think about it, I'm just like, this is what our parents were saying about us. Like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying this, but I mean, it is what it is, Sometimes it just
Yep.
comes out.
Yeah, I can see that happening where, like, back then, or, like...
Hoes didn't want me. Now hoes all on me.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that, Mike Jones.
Yeah, like
Who? Mike Jones. Who?
Hey,
Mike Jones.
Oh, Jesus.
281-330-8004.
God, I've heard that too much. Louis sings that so much. But
Oh,
no,
man.
no, no. I was gonna say like probably for like the other generations before us, like a phone was introduced, but it was like a whole brick, or like there were phones inside of cars, and that was like a privilege. And then like so everybody had means of communicating outside of a landline and a pager. I don't even. Anyways, and then like there was like phones coming out where I'm pretty sure we had phones that like yeah they worked, they had a screen and all these other buttons, and you can text, and that was like our thing, texting our friends and whatever, and then using like the internet at home. But now these kids have apps. That's stuff that we didn't have
Yeah.
when we were younger. So it just keeps getting very advanced.
It just keeps evolving, man.
Yeah.
And times change, and times change really freaking fast. Like before, it probably took like maybe 10 to 20 years for something to change. Now it's literally 5 years.
Yeah.
Where were we 5 years ago? We didn't have no freaking iPhone 13s. We had
It's
iPhone
funny.
8s.
It's funny that you say that because yesterday we were watching were we watching what's that movie? Straight Outta Compton.
Oh my god.
And
yes.
we saw the release date for Straight Outta Compton 2015.
2015.
Like,
I graduated high school
Dude,
2015.
Oh my!
in 2015.
God.
I remember when that movie was coming out, and I was excited for it.
Everybody was blowing everything up, dude.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's funny in my because I was graduating high school that year, and there was this one kid who was talking smack. He's like, "Oh, all of a sudden everybody wants to talk about NWA," and
Yeah, that's true.
and
that's true.
like he's like, "I've been repping that stuff since middle school," and it's true. He had the T-shirts even before the movie was gonna be announced, and like all this stuff.
like all
but-
the girls that wear the Wu-Tang Clan t-shirts, and like, "Oh, you're a fan," and they're just like, "What?"
Who? I
Yeah.
catch that more with like. Sorry, I was gonna say a word that might have offended you guys, but like metal, where like girls wear like Iron Maiden or Metallica t-shirts.
Yeah, but it's more of a fashion statement to them.
Yeah.
It's not even about like them
yeah, but
liking the
why
band.
would you wear a band t-shirt?
Because it's a
to
fashion
band?
statement.
That's a fashion statement. They see Taylor Swift with Iron Maiden t-shirts, and they're like, "Oh, I want to be like Taylor Swift. I want to wear a freaking Iron Maiden t-shirt." So they go out and buy one.
But then there's all these other people who talk smack about people who don't listen to the music that they're repping. Like, there's literally videos of people like, "Oh, I see you're wearing Arctic Monkeys t-shirt. What's your favorite song?" And they won't even be able to pick one out.
Yeah, it happens for the same thing. Like, same thing happens with like, for example, like jerseys. Like people will wear jerseys just to wear them. Like for example, there's a lot of people that will wear a Dodger jersey to rep the city.
Yeah.
But they will never know. Like, first of all, they may not even watch baseball. They may not even know the team roster. They may not even follow up with it.
Yeah.
Shit, they might not even know what the fuck the Dodgers are. They just wear it because everybody else is wearing it.
Or they're from LA.
Yeah, so I'm just saying it like as an example.
Well,
you know, the same
most
thing.
of Dodgers merch just kind of states like LA.
Yeah, and it happens with any other team. It's not just Dodgers. That was just an easy
No,
example.
I know.
Yeah. So
But it
like,
happens with any other team. The Lakers, the Clippers.
yeah, dude. Even like rappers back in the day, I remember they would wear Cincinnati Red like hats and stuff like that, and they're not even from Cincinnati or had any direct connection to Cincinnati. They would only wear it because of the red color.
It's like Eazy-E. Eazy-E was very famous for wearing two things: Raiders gear
And King.
and no, not the Kings. That was
No,
Ice
the
Cube.
No.
Yes,
Ice Cube is Raiders.
yes, Raiders.
Oh.
But I'm talking about Eazy would wear White Sox.
Oh, I see.
He would wear the White Sox
hat.
hat. So he was very like it was like part of his attire.
Yeah.
Ice Cube was Raiders.
Yeah. But he
Um,
actually is a big fan.
No. Yeah, I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just
I
saying
know.
like
I know you're
it-
giving examples. I'm sorry.
it stems from that. Like you
Yeah.
know, you get a lot of that. So
Yep.
sometimes when people wear jerseys, they just wear them just to wear them. I'm like, oh my god, I'm a this fan or I'm a that fan. But in
But
reality,
that's claiming you're a fan.
yeah, but that's saying like you're a fan, but you don't know the team. You don't know anything about it.
How can you be a fan when you don't know anything
Yeah.
about the organization?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
you
sure.
get that a lot. I mean, you know, we knew somebody at my old job who was like that, who because everybody was following a certain team, like and it was usually around finals time.
Finals,
anytime there-
playoffs,
Anytime
Super
there was a
Bowl.
final, like for example, I'll give you an example. One year, when Toronto beat I don't know who, I think it was Golden State.
Toronto.
When they won it, all of a sudden he was a Toronto fan. I've been a fan from day one. This isn't that whatever. The following year was when tragically Kobe passed away, and the Lakers won it. And all of a sudden, he was a Lakers fan. Oh, I'm a Lakers fan. This is, I was like, come on, dude. Last year you were repping Toronto, now you're repping Lakers. Come on, dude. Like stick to a team and keep on force with it, you know?
Hey, man, things change every year. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it was the same thing with Kobe, man. As soon as Kobe died, rest in peace, like, everybody wanted to be a Kobe fan. Everybody all of a sudden, like, oh, yeah, man, you know, Kobe was a shit.
Well,
That's what my experience was, at least.
no. I agree. Everybody was talking about the Lakers and Kobe Bryant and all that stuff. The thing is a lot of people were fans back in the day when they were winning championships, and then they kind of forgot about the Lakers. And then when he passed away, in a very
and all of a sudden
way,
it
sparked it. And now you still, till this day, see a lot of it. But like it died down a lot because they weren't to their best. I mean, they lost him, and even before he passed away, like he had retired, and they weren't they weren't living to what they could have, and so people stopped kind of repping them. And then when he passed away, it was like, oh, I've always been a fan. And it's like, yeah, but you kind of like stopped,
Yeah, you get that a lot. It happens a lot in sports too. Like soccer's a big one. Like I'll give you an example. When
FC Bayern, baby, let's go.
when Messi left Barcelona, so many Barcelona so-called fans left the team. Oh, I'm no longer a Barcelona fan. Now I'm a Paris Saint-Germain fan.
Ew.
I'm like, dude, like, just because one player left doesn't mean you stop repping the team.
You're not allowed to speak about that.
Why?
Because Tom Brady left the Patriots, and
I'm still a Patriots fan. And I'm still a Patriots fan.
Whatever.
When have you heard me say that I'm not a Patriot? Like I'm not
no. But you were like, oh, okay, go Buccaneers.
Yes, but I'm not. That doesn't mean I stop repping the Patriots.
But you even stated it, like you're a Tom Brady fan.
Yes, I am. No. I do. I like Tom Brady as an athlete, but that doesn't mean that I stop following the Patriots.
No, I'm not saying like you're being hypocritical, but I just mean like you can follow a player.
Oh yeah, no, yes, but okay,
over a team.
Put it like this. Okay, what I was giving myself as an example, when Tom Brady left the Patriots, I should have technically, quote unquote, became a Buccaneers fan. Okay, but I didn't.
You followed both.
I follow both.
Yeah, you did. I'll give you that.
You have people who follow a team, and this was a big one because when Messi left Barcelona for PSG. Everybody stopped being a Barcelona fan and all of a sudden became a PSG fan. Same thing happened with Ronaldo. When Ronaldo left Real Madrid to go to Juventus, everybody became a Juventus fan.
Isn't he in Man?
No, now he's in Man United.
Yeah,
United. But when he left for Juventus, everybody stopped being a Real Madrid fan and became a Juventus fan. Mm-hmm. Now, this year, because Real Madrid won their 14th Champions League, everybody became a Real Madrid fan.
Yep.
Like, dude, like, that happens more often than not. It's not just certain teams. It's like, anytime there's a popular team winning a championship, everybody's a fan.
Yeah.
You lost me when you talked about soccer, but let's talk about Quidditch. When Harry Potter joined...
Please tell me what team you joined.
Just kidding.
You did that shit where you just out of nowhere came in with a random thing that had nothing to do with what we're talking about.
You mean talking out of her ass?
Yeah, basically.
Hey, I have a point.
Like,
do you?
How about where are you guys with the first beer? Because we got to move on to beer number 2.
I'm like halfway.
I'm more than halfway.
Guys,
I really, really enjoyed this beer. I guess I've just been so into this conversation that I haven't been drinking it.
And that's exactly why we decided to change up, the thing. We're talking about different things while enjoying the beer.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the beer, but I'm almost done with it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like you get into a conversation and you don't care what you're drinking.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's time.
So we were talking about Quidditch.
Oh no, we need to stop. We need to stop with that shit. But yeah, guys. What other interesting things have happened? The stock market is crashing.
That's not interesting.
It's really not.
Inflation is high.
Gas is high. What do you mean?
Well, that's why it's all part of it.
I don't care about
We're
gas.
in a recession.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad out there.
I genuinely think that
it's hard out here for a pimp. I agree.
Yeah, I think we're in a recession definitely, and I think that it's only gonna get worse. Yeah, it's not gonna get any better anytime soon.
Way to lighten up the mood.
I mean, I'm just being honest. We're today is currently Saturday, June 11th, and I predict that in 6 months we're gonna have a crush.
Look, man, you're not Meet Kevin, okay?
Yeah, I'm probably not.
You're not Meet Kevin. The man is a god. He's a god of the stock market. Somebody praise him. Somebody started a religion around him or something. I don't know, man. But I'll support it.
There was one. It was vote him into governor to be a governor.
They call him a flip flopper because he sold his stock in January and then he bought back in March.
Okay, didn't he make that public? Didn't he say that he was gonna do it?
Yeah, he didn't do it behind people's back.
The issue with that was that
okay,
he was telling everybody to diamond hand everything.
Yes, I understand that.
And then he sold everything in January.
Yeah, but he told everybody that he was gonna do it. It would be a problem if he did it behind everybody's back, and then he was like, "Hey, you know what? I just sold everything." Like, no, dude. Like, he's like, "I'm gonna sell everything."
But the problem was that
he preached something, and
he went back on what he was telling people to do.
Yeah,
he was telling people to diamond hand, and he ended up just out of the blue one day. Oh, I'm selling everything. Like, come on, dude.
Okay,
like,
I understand, but the fact that the man was fucking right.
Yeah, but the problem.
And what if he fucking made a profit? Like, come on, dude. Like,
no.
You can be mad at the guy for fucking going back on his word and doing everything, but the dude is a fucking genius.
But that's exactly why they're upset, because he was right.
So everybody is upset because he was right and they were wrong.
No. People were upset because they follow him to a T. Like, he has his course.
So why nobody follow him when he sold the shit?
No. His course members followed him. The people that don't have his course are the ones that were upset.
Are missing out? Yeah. So maybe you should buy his course.
Yeah. Hey, me, Kevin, sponsor this video.
This is shit, man.
This podcast.
Hey, man, I'm all for Meet Kevin, bro. Like, he done opened my eyes and he proved me wrong. The man is a fucking genius.
Not only that, he has no shame in calling out people for their errors.
Hey, he won that shit, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
He fucking won that shit.
He literally got a guy to like get off of YouTube. Like, that's insane.
Honestly, I have no freaking dog in the stock market, but whatever the fuck Meet Kevin says, if I ever get into the stock market, I'm just gonna follow it to the T. I don't care.
Nah, he seems to do his like research. He's really like knowledgeable.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about, and while sometimes it seems like he's very eccentric,
the dude is a dick, bro. Like, no, I'm not kidding, dude. Like, the guy is a fucking dick, but he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
and that's the shit that makes me support him, because
he knows money and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so like one of my streamers from a game that I used to play like religiously, like, he's also a dick. Like, he'll tell you straight up, like, oh, this shit sucks, or blah blah blah, this or that, whatever. Yeah. He's basically like me, Kevin, and like I will follow him to a T, because he's proven everybody wrong every single time. There's people that like me, Kevin, that they talk shit about him. They've done this and they've done that, and he's fucking went back. He's made videos and he's talked shit back, and he was like, you know what? Here are the fucking receipts. This is exactly what was said in this conversation. That's
essentially what me, Kevin, is. He brings back the receipts.
Yeah, dude. And that's why I support him, because like, he's the same fucking way.
He's so public too. Like, he has a whole setup and he shows everything. He's like, look, this is what I've made. This is what I've put in. He doesn't care if he's up or down. He admits to it, and I think that's cool.
That's respect, dude. Like, that's mad fucking
respect. That is very true. That is very true.
I can respect that to a fucking T, bro. Like, he's got nothing to hide. Everything that he does, everything, you know, even if it's going back on his word, at least he says he's gonna do it and doesn't do it behind people's backs.
And that sucks, because his course is kind of pricey, but
like he said, like, even his course people follow him.
Yeah, I mean, look, realistically, you have to be smart about it, and he is very smart about it. You know, he knows how to not time the market, but he knows how to look for key components of the market, to when to buy, when to sell.
He studied history, like,
not just that, but he knows that he has that ability to do that, and he sells it, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because he knows how to profit his knowledge. You know, as we all should do. You know, for example, I'm a tradesman. I sell my knowledge to people, and I sell them, and that's what people pay for when they call a plumber. You know, they
call anybody in a trade.
Yeah, but they're not paying for me to go out and do whatever. They're paying for the knowledge that I know how to fix that thing because they couldn't do it. Because some people, like for example, if you know how to do something, would you pay somebody to do it?
Hell no.
Depends.
Like what?
I can be really lazy sometimes.
Okay, but realistically, like if you
laziness is not being a factor, knowledge is the only factor.
Yeah. I mean, if I don't know how to do it, obviously I'm not gonna try and do it myself.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, you do have the occasional group of people that will try to do it themselves before they call us out, but most people don't want to deal with it. Most people are just like, you know what, I want somebody that knows what they're doing to come out.
Yeah.
So when people call us out, they're not calling, Mr. Home Depot to come and fix it.
But
Come and
that's
Mickey
the
Mouse your
problem. That's the problem. That people think like, oh, this is your job. Like you should be able to do it cheap, and you try to explain to them from what you've told me is that you're trying to explain that it is something that not everybody knows how to do, and this is why they called you out there to do it.
Yep.
They always want to pay low amounts for
The thing that has the confusion with customers is that they expect that once we go out, we're gonna charge them for the part price, and 20 to $100 is always usually the number. So they're like, oh well, I was only expected to get charged 125 for something. I'm like, no, like you gotta think about it. I'm wasting my damn gas to get to you. You gotta pay the people that you called. You gotta pay the people that are in the office working. You gotta pay the person that came out to fix your shit. Like it's not just a one man show. Like companies are not just one man shows.
Of course not.
We have other people that that also need to get paid. Our CSRs, our dispatchers, the technicians, our managers, all those people.
CSRs being customer service representatives for those who don't know.
Yeah, so all those people need to get paid. They're all part of the company.
Yeah, it's because it's a whole company. You're not like a handyman. You don't work solo.
Exactly.
As soon as you initiate that call, you've already thrown a bunch of people into that factor, not just the plumber that comes out and fixes your shit.
And it goes for anything. It goes for mechanics. It goes for electricians. It goes for anything. One man shows. Yes, they may be able to charge less because they have less overhead.
Yep.
It's one guy, one truck, one of everything.
One job, one everything.
Yeah, but when you're calling a licensed company that has good reputation, come on, like you really expect
multiple employees.
Yeah. Do you really think you're gonna pay cheap? Like that like in my head, even if I wasn't a plumber and even if I wasn't a service technician, I know that when I call somebody, it's not gonna be cheap.
No, but even for let's say someone who doesn't have a large company. We have a friend who has his own company, right?
Yeah.
In the same trade. And he's not very cheap either because he knows he has the knowledge to do the repairs right and with no issues.
He has quality work.
He has quality work and he has so many years of experience to back it up. So obviously he's not going to take the lowest deal, or he's not going to give you the lowest offer to fix your stuff because he knows that his knowledge and his work is going to be done right. Yeah. And he's not going to take his sweet ass time.
No,
because he has more stuff to do.
And here's the kicker. When you call a licensed company and they do work for you and 3-4 days later something happens, what do you think? What's going to be the first thing you do?
Call the company back.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you're paying for warranty as well. You're not just paying for this company to come in, do the job, and get the fuck out, and then they forget about you. Yeah. No, because at the end of the day, when that job gets completed, if anything goes wrong with it after we're done with the installation, you're gonna call us back. Yeah. That's gonna be number one thing. Yep. Hey, you guys were just out here 3 days ago, and now it's all fucked up. That's the first thing you're gonna do, and that's the kicker with a lot of customers, because that's what I tell them sometimes. Like, hey, yes, we're expensive. We're not cheap. We're not a cheap company. But you're gonna get quality work, and at the end of the day, if I did anything wrong or if I messed up on anything, and you call the company back, I'm coming back, or someone else is coming back to fix it. Yep. And that's the thing. Like, that's what some customers don't understand. So, while you have some slumlords who call us and, they want, oh, well, the part's only $20. I thought you were going to charge me $50. Get the fuck out of here. It's like, you got to be reasonable. No? Don't be a dick. Don't be cheap. Yeah. And if you're cheap, don't call us.
It goes for anything in a trade. And like you said, even mechanics and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I know. So like in my head, like I'm thinking of scenarios that shit happens like that too. It was like, well, he's right. You know, like if we go out and fix your car, like for example, do an oil change or some shit, and your fucking car starts leaking oil and shit, we're gonna go back. We're gonna be like, oh shit, like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah,
what
exactly.
happened?
Oh man, I went with Flames Kid earlier this year to do taxes, and
Yeah.
when we were sitting there, your guy
Yeah.
who had an enormous line, by the way, we waited for like 3-4 hours to
Yeah,
get
we
your
did.
taxes
Because
done.
that's because you guys went at the last minute.
Hey, that's not the point. My point is he has I don't know if you guys saw it when you guys went, or when you went, Cass. He had a sign or a little sheet of paper, literally, and it said like, not quoting word for word, but essentially what he meant is cheap is not always quality.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Something like that.
He
right?
has that on the wall. Yeah.
He does
he
have
does.
that. He's not cheap, but you're never gonna have any issues.
You're never gonna have the IRS call you back and be like, "Hey, dude,
No,
your taxes are fucked up."
I think the quote goes something like this: like, good work is never cheap, and cheap work is never good.
There
Yeah.
you go. That's
Yeah.
That's
the
what it is.
one.
That's what it is.
It hit the spot. I remember that, and that when I read that, it made sense to me, because you never want to go with the cheapest. As much as everybody wants to save money and stuff, but you got to think about what you're actually paying for and what kind of work you're gonna get. If you're going with the cheapest offer,
Yeah.
you might
Yep.
not get the best.
No, no,
dude,
no.
Like I've got no shame, dude. Like I paid like $100 to do my taxes, but I've never gotten a call back from the IRS and be like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck happened to your taxes? You
Yeah.
owe us
Right.
this money now." I've never gotten a call back.
And
so
it's and that,
screw it.
that is very funny because there's a lot of people that we know that do their own taxes or whatever, and then 3-4 months after they get their tax return, hey buddy, you forgot to do this or you forgot to do
Hey,
that.
You forgot to tell us about this.
Yeah,
It's
and-
like they know what you have. For some reason, you have to make sure that you're
Well,
on point.
Well, the IRS keeps track of everything. And
No,
and-
it's-
The
that's what I'm
IRS knows everything.
No, the IRS knows how much exactly you owe. And it's not until after it's a problem for them to reach out to you and say, you know what? You messed up. Well, we're going to take this out. Or you owe us this.
Look, man, we were expecting this. You
Yeah.
gave us this. This is a
Something's
lot
not
less,
adding up.
buddy.
Yeah.
yeah, so
No,
What's
no,
going
they
on?
know. They know. And that's the worst part, because they can literally just send everybody notice, you owe us this. But no, they make us have to go through all this
Yep.
work to make sure we get it right.
It's like I said, man. The fucking president can suck it, but if I owe the fucking IRS anything, bro, best believe the IRS is getting it the next fucking day, dude.
You
But,
don't mess with the IRS.
I do not mess with the. Like I said, the president can suck it, but the IRS, bro, fuck that. You tell me I owe them $1,000. Best believe they're gonna get $1,000 by the end
Yeah.
of the goddamn
How do
year,
I
dude.
submit this $1,000?
Yup.
all right, I guess this is gonna be a perfect segue to beer number 2. But before we do that, let's give a rating to the beers that we're currently drinking. So I am drinking More Human than Wizard. I genuinely liked the beer.
Okay,
I just didn't like the bitterness.
got it.
I thought the artwork was really neat. I like that it was a West Coast IPA. It wasn't that strong. It was a 6.3. Would I recommend it to anybody else? It's kind of hit or miss. Like if I was at the brewery and this is what they were offering,
You
sure,
drink
why
it.
not? Yeah, sure, why not? But I mean, as far as like a first time IPA drinker, the most common comment I get from IPAs from people that don't drink them. Oh, you drink IPAs? They're so strong. They taste so
They
bitter.
taste so bad.
Yeah, that's usually what people tell you.
I hear that so often.
I heard that today. We went to Walmart and I bought 805 cervezas, and then the cashier was like, well, because you have to go to the cashier now. Cashier was asking how these tasted and if they were like the black can, which were the IPAs. And he goes, oh, it's because I used to like them, but like the taste just gets to me. And then I can taste it in my hangovers. And I'm like, well,
Bro, you get hangovers?
I just said, look, I know those are really strong. The IPAs are good, but the cervezas are like lagers and they're like smoother. And then they have like a limey taste, which are really like good.
Yeah.
Very smooth. And then he's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to try it out. And then like, he was very sweet. But yeah, so like people have like that notion that IPAs are just so gross and you have to be crazy to like them. but I like them.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm gonna give it a 3.75 because I liked it. I enjoyed it, but it's not, better than last week's pick, which is the lemonade.
That's a hard
Oh
one.
boy,
that
that's
was-
like a perfect.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
That was
So,
a perfect run, man.
That wasn't last week though. That was 2 weeks ago.
that was last week.
We had
That was on the last episode.
Or just technically last week.
our last week when we were with cousin.
Yes, and that was the lemonade
That was the
episode.
lemonade episode.
Oh no, you're drunk.
Somebody cut her off, please.
Cut her off.
As she's drinking
We
orange
weren't.
juice.
No,
Are you gonna have a beer mosa with that orange juice?
that was with Eddie.
I was with Eddie.
That was with Eddie. Yep.
Oh, and I'm the crazy one. Okay.
Okay. Well, that was 2 weeks ago then. I was right.
I just said that. You said last week.
Yeah.
Wait, so what do we have with cousin then?
We had
That one thing that one of you guys picked.
Lena.
I picked it.
Oh, that's when we started doing the new format. See, how did we forget that already?
I mean, I don't forget.
'Cause you're
I
drunk.
stated that we did the new format last week, but I don't remember what beer we had
Nah,
because it was.
it was
a
in
week
the
ago.
in the France cruising.
There you
and,
go.
Lunar Kitten.
Lunar Kitten.
Lunar
There you go.
Kitten.
Yeah, there you go. See, we didn't forget.
Yes,
Um,
you did.
So, for me, for More Human Than Wizard, from Smog City and Three Weavers, my rating is a 3.75.
You want to read what's on the can? Because I don't even think you got to it. And the only reason I say that is because my can kind of is the
Okay.
opposite. Not really the opposite, but they kind of go hand in hand.
So it says, to resolve the eternal battle between the West Coast IPA and the Hazy IPA, the crafty, clever humans at Smog City and the highly skilled wizards at Three Weavers joined forces and concocted two mysterious potions with very magical properties: Strata, El Dorado, and Kashmir. With 2 parts science and 1 part magic, the Smog City Brewhouse created More Human Than Wizard, a West Coast IPA that immediately casts its charms, gently coercing you into a West Coast world of massive tropical fruit, ripe citrus, and a dose of dark dankness. That's funny.
Nice.
As you fall deeply into a mystical spell of this brewmaster's concoction, do not be alarmed. With a sip of Three Weavers, more wizard than human, the spell will be broken, transporting you into a magical haze to enjoy.
So
Nice.
let me read mines now.
Okay.
It's like, to resolve the eternal battle between the Hazy IPA and the West Coast IPA, the highly skilled wizards at Three Weavers and the crafty, clever humans at Smog City joined forces and connected 2 mysterious potions with the very same magical properties: Strata, El Dorado, and Kashmir hops. With 1 part science and 2 parts magic, the Three Weavers cauldron created more wizard than human. A hazy IPA that immediately casts its charm, gently coercing you into a magical haze of passion fruit and pineapple. As you fall deeply into the mystical spell of this wizardly brew, do not be alarmed. With a sip of Smog City's more than human than wizard, West Coast IPA, the spell will be broken, transporting you to a westernly world to enjoy.
There you go.
Nice.
So, I'm gonna leave my beer with 3.75. And on to the next one.
I feel left out.
Why?
I'm not part of your little series, but my can says something.
Go for it, Lena.
Stormmaker Hazy IPA. Smog Days IPA series is an ever-changing lineup experimental IPA. A new beer in the series will be released about every 60 days. These beers are a unique and exciting new exploration for Smog City Brewing Company's love for IPAs and our everlasting quest for the mouth-watering hop. The storm is coming. It also says, government warning, according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages. Just kidding. That's Chris Cass's line.
Not since I've been censored.
Good. He's learned.
So, what's your rating, Lena?
I'm going to give this charming beer a 4.5. I actually really liked it.
You liked it?
Wow.
It was
You
really
know,
good.
You know what? I can't wait to try it now.
I thought it was really smooth, but it definitely gave me a buzz. Like, this is all I've had so far, which is kind of scary. It's only 6.1, but there's really no bitterness to it. It's pretty smooth, And I can't wait for you guys to try it and see what you think, because this is also why we do this format. We're trying beers that we might think we like, and we're seeing what we choose between each other and what we do and don't like, because we all have different styles of beer that we prefer.
All right.
Yeah. So my beer was more wizard than human, and I'm gonna give mine a 3.5.
Okay.
Mostly because this beer was a little bit more hazy
Okay.
in taste, not necessarily bitter,
Okay.
just more hazy. So that kind of knocks off the 0.25. I kind of wanted to give it a 3.75, kind of like Flames Kick, because like I said, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't bring myself to give it that extra 2.5. It's still a good beer, but I don't think I'd recommend it to somebody, that wants to try a new beer or anything like that. This is definitely somebody that already has an acquired taste for IPAs and stuff like that. So, if they want to try something new, something that they haven't had, this is definitely it.
Okay.
All right. So I guess we're ready to do Crackening number 2.
Let's go.
Start us off, Chris Cass.
Can we just do Crackening reprise and we just go like, doesn't... Because if we do Crackening like 3 times during the podcast, I think it's just going to get old.
Yeah,
It never
probably.
gets old.
Well, because we only do it once during
Tell
the
that to
podcast.
Hugo.
I know. We're not doing the pour. I think I'm going to miss it
All right, guys.
We're not doing the port this time.
this time. We'll see.
So for round 2, I have Stormmaker Hazy IPA. Let's give it a sip and I'll let you know what I think.
Okay. You do that first.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than the one I had previously.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
it really is.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am now drinking more wizard than human, which I prefer.
I'm all about magic, man. I always prefer to be more of a
I
wizard.
see the bitter. It's a little bitter, but it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm having the more human than wizard, so I kind of have like the direct counterpart to it, so I get to try them like back to back.
Yeah.
And see, this one does not have that bitterness.
Really? He
At
said
all.
it did.
Nah, this one is a lot smoother than this one. I
Oh,
want to
man,
say.
no,
See, for me, I think this is a 3.75.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I think this is a 3.7.
Yeah,
This is
no.
really smooth. Like, there's no bitterness to this.
I gotta see, because I haven't tried that one yet.
This one's really, really smooth.
Now I'm scared to try the more wizard.
I mean, it's not that bitter, but
I don't think
I'm
it's that
sure you'll give it a 3.25
2.5 maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure I'll give it like a 3.5.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see, but it is what it is.
So yeah, guys, we've been talking about stock markets and random shit.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of liking the format now. That we get to do that. We don't get to bore you with our everyday lives.
It's more engaging for everybody.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that way we can just if there's anything going on in the world at the time of recording, we're able to kind of just bring
In
it
the
up. And
wizardly world of Harry Potter.
oh, the new movie came out. It's on Disney Plus now.
Yeah, and the game is coming out next year, I think.
There's a game.
Yeah. So
Quidditch, real life?
no, I'm not kidding. Yeah,
Oh,
you can play Quidditch in that game.
but in real life?
Yeah, like you can play it.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Oh my
It
god.
seems pretty cool, actually, man. And I
Wait,
kinda,
is it a video game?
Yeah, it's a video game.
Oh, it's whack.
I mean, you can play the video game if you want.
I want a real broom to take me in the air.
That just makes you a witch.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I know.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Seeing as how all the brooms go missing in this house, anyways.
It's right there. I put it right there.
Yeah, sure.
I do want to mention something interesting for my week. I am finally officially done with my class.
I'm finally officially done with my job.
Hey, you do have something to say. So wait. Before I give it to you,
No, yeah, go ahead.
I am officially done with my class. I took my final, which I didn't do as well as I would have hoped, but thank God I did well in the entire class. In general, aside from the final, which I didn't fail or anything. I did pretty well. I got a B in the final, but I ended up with an A in the class. So I'm really happy about that. Put in hard work into that. It was definitely odd going from a very stressful environment for a winter session and to going from 5 weeks to 16 weeks. Yeah,
Damn.
it felt like forever, but I did really well, and I'm really happy that I passed with an A. But not only that, my little brother, my not so little brother, graduated middle school.
Oh wow, relax. It's middle school.
Still middle school.
But with that, we also want to say congratulations to all the graduates of 2022, whether it be
Yes.
high school, middle school, elementary, college, university,
graduate
or
school.
graduate school.
All of the above. Even if you're just
Even if it's a trade school.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Even if
Yeah.
it's like a certificate for a trade or something like that. Very proud of
Definitely.
all of you for putting in the work and figuring out what you want to do, because it's not easy. And
It's not easy being cheesy.
but I hope everything turns out right, and hope everyone has a good summer. And yeah, I just wanted to bring that out. I'm really proud of him. He's getting so much older, which is really hard for me to process, because I will always see him as like my 6-year-old little brother, because that's really when I got to enjoy the most time with him. But yeah, anyone else? Oh, Chris, you have some interesting news about your job.
Oh yeah, I quit my job like a couple of days ago.
Well, you gave notice.
Yeah, well, I mean,
But yeah,
it's
quit.
technically the
You
same
essentially
thing.
quit, yeah.
I essentially like abandoned my post.
No, abandonment means you don't
yeah.
go back.
I gave up my post, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't really happy there. It's just not an environment that I wanted to be in, especially not the work that I wanted to be in, because I didn't really know what I was doing. Not necessarily like, oh, like I don't know what the hell I was doing at my job. More like I didn't know how to categorize it until I had an interview with the job that I'm taking now, which is basically restoring cars and stuff like that. So I had like this over the phone interview, and we kind of like got to talking about it, and they basically ask you normal interview questions. Yeah. Like, why did you want to leave your job, or why don't you want to be there anymore, and
What
stuff
are
like
your
that.
strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of just made me realize, like,
I don't know what I do.
No, that, and like the fact that I didn't know how to categorize it. So like, he would tell me like, oh, so like, what do you do? And it's like, well, I'm kind of a mechanic, and he's like, well, literally, like, what do you do? And I'm just like, well, I do oil changes here and there. I kind of help out with like brake changes and stuff like that. And he goes like, oh, well, that's the area of mechanics that we call fleet mechanic. So just like a fleet of vehicles, you do maintenance on them, basically. That's where the idea comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, damn, is that what it's called? And like, I was thinking to myself, like, shit, like that's what it's called. And I kind of just pieced it together, and I'm just like, I don't want to be a fleet mechanic. That kind of sucks, man. So like, as we were talking more about the interview, he was saying how the job that I'm taking now isn't gonna be anything like that. It's gonna be more of like projects, So in my head, it's just like, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be a fleet mechanic. I didn't want to go from car to car doing maintenances and services to them, I kind of just wanted to be more of like, do this needs to get done, this is the allotted time that you have, go ape shit.
Okay.
So that's kind of how he explained the job to me. It's more of a startup on your own time kind of deal, rather than trying to get sales, or you're trying to sell stuff to people. So that kind of like coerced me more to want the job. And I mean, all in all, it kind of worked out, because I ended up getting the job. So I put in my 2 weeks a couple days ago, and now it's more
A waiting game.
a waiting game to see when, or it's a waiting game to see when I just start the job, I guess. I don't know, man. I lost my train of thought for a second. But yeah, I mean, I gave my 2 weeks, and then that same day they were trying to keep me, and they were trying to give me like a counter offer to what they were offering me, as everybody should. You know, when you leave a job and they ask you like, oh, like why are you leaving, whatever, you should always exaggerate it, but not too much that it's not believable.
Okay.
More just like to an extent where it might be a possibility for you to stay at the job. Not saying that I wanted to stay there, because I legitimately didn't want to. I just didn't want to stay there. It's not the kind of job that I wanted. And so I exaggerated my options, you know, like I told them like, oh, well, they're giving me this, this, and this, and you know, with these benefits, blah, blah, blah. And they were trying to give me like a counter offer. But the way I kind of heard them say it is like, I gave them an exaggerated amount of, an exaggerated salary that they were going to pay me to see if they could match it. And the way that I was talking to our district manager about it, I don't think he was able to do that for me. So I'm pretty sure like there's not going to be a counter offer at all offered to me. And I'm okay with that, because like I said, like I'm pretty much just fed up with that job. I don't want to be there anymore. I wasn't happy.
You're not interested.
Yeah, I have no interest in staying there at all anymore. So
Yeah.
it's just a waiting game. And
I mean, they're offering you better stuff at your new potential job, so, or new jobs that you're soon to start. So I wouldn't see why you would look back.
yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I told them. For me, it's all about the knowledge. I wasn't learning much there. There was nothing to learn. It was just all, you know, this needs to get done, or do this, or do that. This car needs this.
You know how to do it, so do it.
Yeah, exactly. You know how to do it, so do it. It wasn't really more like, oh, you know, this car came in for this. Like, this is how you do this, or this is how you fix this issue. Like, it wasn't anything like that. So I didn't like it.
I see.
And this time around, since it's gonna be restoring cars, it's more of basically taking them apart and putting them back together, which is something I kind of like to do. You know, that's what kind of led me to building my own PC. Like I had zero knowledge of building a PC when I built my computer. I didn't know graphics cards. I knew like very minimal about the RAM. I didn't know motherboards. I didn't know anything basically. So I had to take the time to look into what I needed to buy and what was required to have like a decent running PC.
Right.
So I like learning that kind of stuff, especially if it benefits me, because I like to, if I can learn something at my job, I'd like to take it home. You know,
yeah, and you did.
I consistently do that.
You learned how to build your PC from scratch, literally.
Yeah.
And you helped our friends and even my little brother to build their own.
Yeah.
You helped guide them and teach them as well. So yeah, it looks like you have the ability to learn and to spread the knowledge.
Yeah, because my friends always tell me like for some reason I'm able to teach them, because there was at some points where we would do like online raids and stuff like that. Like maybe saying the word raid is kind of like an exaggeration, but point is, we needed to play a game. Like we needed to play games, and we needed to do things in a certain way or in a certain order, and we had to complete it as a team. We can't, like, one individual person couldn't just do it for everybody else. We all had to do it at the same time. So the thing is, me and my friends never had a full party. A full party being 6 people. It was always like 4 of us or 3 of us. It was never a complete party of 6. So we would, at that time, we would have to get random people we didn't know, that just played the game. And we would bring them into our party, and if they didn't know how to do a certain thing, they would always have me explain it to the new person. Or if one of our friends wasn't there and we were doing it with random people, when they came in and they wanted to do it with us, they had me explain it to them, because nobody else could do it. So it was a bunch of times where, you know, we would get new people and I would get tired of explaining, and I'm just like, you know what, you explain it. And they were trying, blah, blah, this and that. And they're just like, you know what, man, I can't do this. You explain it better.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, fine. Like, I'll do it. And yeah, it's just basically what I'm trying to say is, like, I have a knack for teaching people, I guess. I'm not necessarily good at it or anything like that. I just have a knack for doing it.
Okay.
And like, the more I know, the more I can teach people. And that's kind of like a thing for me, you know. I like teaching people. If people have the patience to learn, I will teach you. Like, I don't care. You can ask me a million questions. I'm gonna answer them for you if it helps you.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was one of the things too when I was having my interview. The person that interviewed me, I don't know how the subject came up, but like, we started talking about like gaming PCs and stuff like that, and he told me like, hey man, I've been thinking about building one and stuff. And I'm just like, dude, totally. Like, it's a whole experience. Like, somebody, like, you, if you like doing, this kind of work, you should totally have that experience. And he goes like, all right, like, cool, man. I just might take you up on that offer. And I was just like, hey, bro, I'm right here, man. Just give me a call, or tell me when you want to build a PC. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. Like, I'm not gonna do it for you. I'll explain it to you and I'll watch you do it, but I'm not gonna do it for you.
Because you're showing them knowledge. If they ever want to switch something out, they'll know how to do it, and they'll know what they're doing. Yeah. At least, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Matthew. If something goes wrong with his computer, and he can come to me and ask me, but as far as me doing the repairs, like, I'm not gonna do it. I'll sit there and I'll watch him do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna do it for him, unless he's like actually struggling and he can't do it. Then I'll do it for him.
Which I doubt. He has plenty of time to figure things out, and he's really good with the internet.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I got no doubt. I'm just happy I started the kid off with a PC, and I wish I started off with a PC, because I was like super hard headed and ingrained in like being a console person, that I kind of missed out on a bunch of years of computer games. But I mean, it is what it is. I got no regrets.
You're missing out on the PS5 though.
Yeah.
That shit is trash. That shit is locked at 120 frames per second when I'm getting 165 on my PC playing the same fucking game. I'm good.
PS5 though.
PS5 overrated.
We don't have a PS5 in this household.
It's overrated, probably. That's why.
We almost did though.
No, we didn't. We went just to.
It was never a possibility.
Just to clarify,
it was
we went to GameStop at the Lakewood Mall. I don't care. I'll put them on blast. At the Lakewood Mall, we walk in and we're looking for pops because someone in this house has a problem. Flames kid. And so
just go to our Instagram and we'll show you.
Yeah. So someone has a problem. So we went to go look at the pops, and he sees someone walk out all mysterious with like a big old item wrapped in a black bag, and it's like, okay, what? And Flames kid goes, how do we get a PS5? How does it work? And I don't even know why he asked. And then the lady goes, look, we have them in stock. You just have to be a pro member, and it's $14 to sign up or something like that. She said, we have them right now. And she gave him the price, and he was like thinking about it, even though it was outrageous. He looks at me and he goes, should I get it? I straight up look at him and I go, when the hell do you game?
When the hell do you plan on using this?
Yeah, when do you plan on using this? Like, it was expensive because they're selling a bundle. It's not just the console, it's a bundle. And
the Black Friday bundle?
So I asked him, when are you gonna use it? And I'm like, you don't even game. And the lady goes, it's okay, it's not just for gaming. You can stream, you could play Blu-ray movies.
She was really trying to sell me on that thing.
I looked at her and I was like, we're
Excuse
fine.
me, bitch?
No. I'm not disrespectful. I was like, I just looked at Luis and I was like, no, we don't need this. We have a great setup as it is, where we can watch.
We got like 3 great setups.
We are set. We have Apple TV. We have a Android Shield or whatever it's called. We have the Shield. We have an Apple TV.
Nvidia Shield.
There we go. Sorry about that. We are set. Like, we don't need anything else. We are totally fine. We have the perfect setup. We get to watch our baseball games. We get to watch any movie we want. And we have all the apps to all the subscriptions that we pay for. And we're also able to cast. We don't need it.
We're totally able to podcast.
If he would have bought it, it literally would have just sat here collecting dust. And
yeah, but I would have had one.
He made me look bad because I told him that. And I'm like, I don't want to discourage you, but I think it's a total waste of money. If you gamed, I would understand that you would want it.
I wouldn't understand even if you gamed. Like, why would you spend $800 on that? If you would have spent $800 on a computer right now, it would have got you a decent one with better specs.
The last game I saw him play was Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom of Hearts?
Sorry, I don't know why. Kingdom Hearts.
How many years ago was that?
When they last released it, 2 years ago? It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's about 2
It was
years,
before the pandemic. Yeah.
Nah, like, I want to say, wait, was it 2019? I think it was 2019, so 3 years ago.
Worse, 2019.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't see him doing anything but watch YouTube. So
there you go.
I was like, it'd be such a waste. It would literally just sit here. Let someone who's actually gonna use it buy it.
The only reason I even remotely wanted to buy a PS5 was because of Final Fantasy VII Integrate, which was the continuation of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
It was like the DLC. So for some reason, Square Enix, fucking
They made it
thought-
exclusive.
they thought like, oh, you know what? We're gonna make the DLC exclusive to PS5, and I'm just like, fuck you, Square Enix, you pieces of shit.
Even though they're like hard to get. And that's what I told him. You want it because of exclusivity. Because not everybody can just go to the store and buy one. And you know that they have them here. And you have the money to buy it.
Yeah.
Lord knows he has the money to buy it. I just told him it'd be such waste.
It would be
such a waste.
Huge waste of
It'd
time.
be so sad to just see that little console sit there.
I would have tried to use it, but realistically, I probably wouldn't even use it either.
I mean, look, realistically, she's right. I wanted it for the exclusivity to say, hey, I have a PS5 at home.
Realistically,
No,
that's the only console in the generation that we're missing. We've had an Xbox One.
no, we never had an Xbox One.
Yeah, we had an Xbox,
Xbox One, yeah.
Oh
We
yeah,
didn't-
but
we didn't
no,
have
no,
the- we
The
didn't have
360.
no. It's called the Xbox. It's
Whatever-
not. It's not Xbox
whatever
One.
fucking bullshit ass Xbox came in after the Xbox One. The Xbox.
We never
S-
had that.
Yeah, we never had that one.
The
Yeah.
Xbox One Plus or something.
No. It has a
This
different
is
name.
not- what? These aren't phones.
All I know is PlayStation goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Xbox goes backwards, where it's like 360, 1, -1, -2. Is that not right?
I don't
That's a
think
good
so.
one.
It's Xbox.
I can't take
It
the
goes
credit.
like
for that.
Xbox 360, Xbox
1.
2 Pi, and then Xbox.
Oh my god. This isn't a circle graph.
One revolution equals 2 Pi.
And with 2 revolutions comes beer number 3. But before we get into beer number 3, what did you guys think of your beer number 2? Start us off, Chris Cass.
3.75. I told you.
Whoa, that was
That was
fast.
quick.
I told you it's 3.7. It's literally the opposite of what
You know
I
what?
had before.
You know what I find
this-
funny?
What?
Is like we're establishing these ratings, and I notice we're not really giving our usual explanation.
Because at this point, I don't think we have to. Everybody knows how we're grading it and what we're grading it for. Like, I don't have to say every single time that I'm not gonna recommend this to somebody that doesn't drink beer or somebody that that's new to it.
Look,
It becomes repetitive at some point.
realistically, I liked Stormmaker very much. I liked it more than
That's
my
the
first
only
beer.
one I haven't had.
Well,
Yeah.
you're about to have
You're
it.
about to have it, but
But-
it's right in front of you, sir.
But honestly, this is a 4 for me. Because I genuinely liked it.
Really? Holy shit. Yeah,
So-
most definitely the more wizard than human is going to be at 3.5 then.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the lowest one on my list.
Yeah.
Lena, what about you?
Sounds about right.
I liked it, but I felt like it was pretty strong in flavor. I want to give it a 3.25. Not my favorite, to be honest. So I'm excited to try this other. I just went from, where is it? More wizard than human, and now I'm trying more human than wizard. So I'm hoping that this one hits, but I'm also feeling the buzz.
All right. So let's do the Crackening really quick. What did you call it? The Crackening reprise?
Well, so where I got that idea from is a reprise is basically a song that you revisit in a different way, which is what we're doing. We revisited the Crackening in a different way, so like now it's gonna be the Crackening something else. I don't know.
So it's the Crackening reprise.
No, the Crackening reprise was the second time around because
So
we
this is the
revisited
Crackening
it.
reprise number 2.
The try prize.
No,
The dual prize.
Why would it be dual?
Because the second one.
This is the third one.
no, because you know how Sublime has a bunch of like songs, but they also have the reprise to them, which is like a revisited version of it.
I didn't know that, but interesting.
Really?
No.
Yeah, you should probably go back and listen to some of their music, man.
Probably
They have like a bunch of songs that it's like a reprise, and a reprise is basically a different, like the same song in a different style. And
Oh.
that's where I got the Crackening. You know, the Crackening, instead of cracking it, instead of cracking it right next to the mic, like I'm cracking it on the side. So it's like the same thing but different.
All right, so let's do it.
I just don't know what to call the third one. And Lena is gone.
Yeah, Lena's like done. Look at her. She's just like, I'm done with this.
Okay, this is a reprise
Of the reprise.
No, this is reprise. Chopin Opus 405.
All right. Fuck it. Let's go. All right, fellas.
Thank you, Chopin.
I now have more wizard than human, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a sip.
Go for it.
I have Stormmaker. I don't know what the fuck to expect. It's the least favorite, isn't it?
Honestly, it's about the same with more human than this one.
It's the way I see it. It's the opposite. It's like the complete opposite because more human is more hazy, and this one isn't. This one's more light. Or sorry. More wizard is more hazy, and more human is more light. Which
I don't know. I feel like about the same with them, really.
Really?
Like I get the bitterness from at the end of more wizard, and it's the same thing I got with more human.
nah, see, for me, more human was not bitter at the end.
I don't know, man.
All I know is that my aim on that Valorant, if I hop on right now, is not gonna be good. I'm sorry,
Nah,
guys.
but it's a good beer. I still like it though, but it's not.
But you would have given it a 3.5, 3.75.
I mean, look, my original rating for the more more human was 3.75. I think it's on par with that, man. To be honest with
Really?
you, if honestly, if I were to rate it, like I'm gonna keep drinking it before I give it a final rating.
Yeah,
But it's on par with the same thing, man. Like I don't really see a big difference.
Lena is
Yeah, Lena's
struggling.
done.
I'm not used to drinking all of these very high IPA beers all at
It's
once.
only 6%, and you had a
And we
Philly
had a shot.
cheesesteak.
No. We had a shot before this.
And you had a Philly cheesesteak before this too.
No, we had it like 2 hours before. I need another one.
Okay, well let me.
Flames
take
Kid.
Jesus
Cook.
Christ!
What the fuck?
Sorry.
Make me like a grilled cheese or something.
I know.
I am
Do you have sourdough?
No,
I
we
am
do
pretty
not.
buzzed, to be completely honest. I really like this format, but we're going to have to adjust it in a way where we don't get too messed up, because even in the last podcast, I don't know if you have listened to it.
Yeah, that was not my strength.
At the very end,
I knocked out.
it was not what I would have hoped. Like, it got kind of off, and I'll just say that because I don't want to say what really happened. But I'm feeling a really strong buzz, and I'm crossing over a border with trying this one.
Do you have a green card?
Yeah,
For sure.
I was
Oh
born
my
in
God.
You're
I was
good.
born in America.
I was born in '91.
You're America born.
Product of the dope
91.
life.
America.
50s Camaros.
No.
You're the only one that knows that song, man.
Dude, that song is legit. Anyways, how are you guys feeling about? So, Chris, guys, you hadn't tried Stormmaker till now. What do you think of it? Because this was mine and Lena's more favorable
That
beer.
was my favorite.
Yeah.
Really?
I could see why.
It's smooth.
Yeah, it's really smooth. I think more human than wizard is kind of the same thing. But
No,
it
no
kind
way.
of, kind
no
of,
way, no way.
kind of, man.
Eh.
We have different palates.
And she said there was only one way.
Fish are friends, not food.
Okay, what? I know I'm messed up here, but like I can tell I'm not the only one at this point.
Yeah, I'm buzzed, but I'm not.
Yeah, I'm buzzed, but
I'm not drunk.
Yeah, me either.
I'm
like I was-
borderline drunk.
Not like I
honestly.
was last week. Last week I was fucking done by the end.
Yeah, same here. I think we all were.
I was, dude. I knocked out right after
We might
that.
have to do just 2 beers because some of these are just really strong. Like last week, we had an 8.3 in the lineup.
Look, this is why I like not to edit certain parts of the podcast out, because I like that we do trial and error and we see what works and we see what doesn't, and we kind of talk about it on the podcast.
Well,
You know?
I mean, we have our friend Hugo that adamantly listens to the podcast.
who
Very
finally,
adamantly.
who
Very-
finally caught up.
Yep, that's very true, actually.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, he's very adamant about giving us his
feedback,
and we appreciate that because that's
Honestly.
all we ever want is
we
feedback.
love
I
and
mean,
appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Anybody that can give us feedback on any of our podcasts is fine with me. Like, I'm not. I'm. Obviously, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt because it's they're not really trying to be mean to us. It's more like what they want to hear, and realistically, at the end of the day, we do this for the people that want to hear it, not for the people that don't want to hear it. If you don't want to hear us, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there is some way, if any way, to be more interesting to more people, like we'll take that into consideration.
Yeah.
We're not gonna blow you guys off.
No, we like to take any input that we possibly can get. Also, if you want to DM us some questions or topics that you might want us to
or even beers.
touch, or even beers or breweries that you want to recommend, we'd love to see what you guys want to
Anything.
see or want to hear about, because genuinely we just kind of walk in there and we don't know what exactly we're looking for until we see something that calls our attention, and then that's what we've been doing. We just pick one beer, or now we are picking a brewery and we pick certain beers from there. And yeah, so if you guys want to send us any information that you want to see here or for us to talk about, we'd appreciate that.
Or anything that you see in stores and you're just like, you know what, I don't want to try it. Shit, we'll try it for you. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And then you're getting 3 different takes on it, because
Yeah.
some people can handle more bitterness than others. And we are all interested in different beers, as we have mentioned before. So you'd be getting not just one input, but 3.
All right, and with the 3 inputs, Lena, what do you think of this beer?
So I'm finally getting around to more human than wizard, which I don't know about that one, but whatever. Giving it a try, I actually think it is a little bit bitter at the end. I think it's pretty smooth though. It's not too harsh on the taste, and I kind of like it.
What rating would you give it?
Oh wow, already?
I like.
Actually takes another sip.
Well, I mean, I barely got to taste it.
I mean, it's fine. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think this one's a little bit more bitter than the other one.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
I guess we just
more-
have different levels of bitterness.
I think more Wizard is more bitter.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, me too. Definitely.
Would you like to have a sip of more Wizard just to compare?
You didn't finish it?
About that-
Disgrace.
No, more Wizard. That's the one I'm on right now.
Oh, never mind.
I think they're pretty on par.
They're on par, right? Exactly.
I'm telling you, they're the opposites of each other.
No, I think they're on par.
They're on par with each other.
Yeah.
They taste the same, dude.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
Yeah, they have it's smooth at first, but the aftertaste is pretty slightly bitter.
Again, this is why we have this podcast.
All right, Lena. So what out of 5 would you give it?
Man, I barely got to try it. Okay.
You drank an entire beer. What are you talking about?
No. The
Are you
other
talking
one.
about more human?
This one?
Okay, then.
He wants me to rate this one.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Right?
I mean, if you want more time, I can go first.
Go for it.
I'm gonna stick to the rating I said earlier, for more human, and give it to more Wizard. So 3.75, because I think it's about the same. I think it's about it genuinely tastes the same. There's like really not much of a difference. I think it's the same bitter aftertaste, and it genuinely does taste the same. You know, even though it's quite the opposite of each other, it tastes the same. Even though one of them is a hazy IPA and the other one's a West Coast, it tastes the same. So, for me, the review's gonna say the same, 3.75. What about you, Chris Cass?
So for the Stormmaker, I'm probably gonna hit a 4.0.
What the hell, really?
Pretty smooth, man.
It really is.
It's more smooth than the other ones. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. It doesn't
it's
have that
not-
bitter aftertaste.
Yeah, it's not bitter at all. It's really smooth. Um, I don't know, man. I feel like I can drink this comfortably.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was the first beer I had, and I can still kind of think about it.
I mean, it's good. You know, like it has that fruity taste to it. The Simcoe, the El Dorado. It's not too harsh on the tongue. Yeah, you can taste a little bit of the bitterness, but it's not like something noticeable. It's more noticeable after you drink it, or like, you know, those kind of things, like when you eat something bitter and then have something sweet, and then you kind of have like that lingering taste to it or whatever, or like the sweetness kind of relieves the bitterness. That's what this kind of is to me. So like the other two beers were kind of bitter. More Wizard being more bitter and More Human being less bitter. But Smog City, compared to these two, are not bitter at all.
So what was the rating?
4.0.
Shit.
Yeah. I gave it a 4.5. I thought it was really good right off the back.
I mean, they all kind of fall between each other. So I gave More Wizard 3.5, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so I gave More Wizard a 3.5. I gave More Human a 3.75. So it stands to reason that this one gets a 4.0.
All right, Lena, we're back to you.
Damn. Okay.
Dang!
I want to give it a 3.25. I feel like, yes, it's slightly on par. I feel like they go hand in hand. They are meant to go hand in hand together. It has that slightly bitter taste at the end that kind of like is really strong, but it's still enjoyable for me to drink. But as I mentioned, I am taking this one a little bit slowly because I am at that point where I feel the buzz and I'm there. So
I feel the light.
I feel it. So just taking this one a little bit easier.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the reason why I gave it that 3.25, because when I drink it, I'm like, oh, this is really strong. I want to take it easy.
Yeah. I mean, and it's kind of on par, you know. I've done the math already on all three of the ratings. So here are the final results.
What do we got?
For More Wizard than Human, it is 3.50. That was even all around. And it was fair because realistically we all think it was, I think it is the least liked beer
More
out of
Wizard,
all of them.
right?
Yeah, the More Wizard.
Yeah.
Definitely. The next one in line would be the More Human than Wizard. Everybody felt like it was a little bit better than the More Wizard, but again, it's kind of like there. So it came out with the 3.58, which I rounded out to 3.75.
Okay.
So that one is a 3.75.
Should you have rounded it up?
That's why 3.75 from 3.58.
Okay, yeah.
So obviously top of the list is Storm, the Storm Maker. We all thought that one was literally the best one.
It is. It definitely
No, it is.
It definitely is.
And between us three, it is rated the highest. All of us, our individual ratings are the highest for each. For that beer.
It just goes to show you, like, kind of like the accuracy of our ratings.
Yeah. So the Storm.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
The Storm individually, we rated it as a 4.16, which I rounded off to a 4.25.
Okay.
So overall ratings, again, are for the More Wizard than Human, 3.50, More Human than Wizard, 3.75, and the Storm Maker, 4.25. So these are our ratings, official Hoppy Time ratings, for the Smog City, and 3 Weavers collaboration beers, 2 out of the 3.
Okay.
And yeah, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We've been rambling a little bit, but we hope you guys enjoyed the new format. We hope we don't bore you guys with our boring lives sometimes.
We hope you guys find this interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys have
helpful.
If you guys have any input at any time, just let us know. We are very open to feedback, and we are always looking to improve our podcast.
If you guys feel like we're missing something you guys want to, find out about these beers, or, any information, anything that you guys feel like we're missing, feel free to go ahead and ask us, man. Like,
yeah.
If you want something else, or like you feel we're not giving you enough, just
Yeah.
say it, man.
Let us know.
Let us know. We're more than happy to adjust this for our viewers,
Yeah, we're
our listeners.
Listeners.
Yeah, we're able to accommodate the way that we are doing this. As you can tell, if you've been listening to us from the beginning, our format has changed so much, and we're only just trying to evolve to make it easier for our listeners and make it enjoyable as well. So if there are any topics or any beers or any breweries that you want us to focus on or talk about, just DM us on Instagram.
Yep.
We all have access.
And with that being said, guys, I've been Flameskid.
I've been Lena.
And I've been Chris Cass. Fuck you, Hugo.
Oh.
And the fuck you, Hugo continues.
Yep. I gotta fit it in there every now and then.
Isn't it supposed to be towards Eli? Or
No,
Jimmy?
it's Hugo, because Hugo's the one that's like, I don't get it. Like, why are you Chris Cass? Why can't you just be Cass or Chris? And I'm just like, nah, it's got to be both, man.
Yep. All right, guys. We hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Please drink responsibly. We don't condone irresponsible drinking, and don't drink and drive. Always keep in consideration of everybody else in the world. There's been too much bad things going on.
And according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink
And
alcoholic
according
beverages
to
during
the podcast,
pregnancy
we are
because
done
the risk
for
of
today.
birth defects.
Good night, guys.
Everyone has a
The
great
night.
consumption
night.
of alcoholic